Welcome to Sixes Overdrive, the home of motorcycles, barbecues, Coca-Cola, videography, and photography. Let's get the bell ringing and the subscribe to my channel out of the way right away. Please do that, support the channel. Also, you can go to my Instagram account for daily updates, and that's at Sixes Overdrive. So last year, we did a review on the Cardo Pack Talk Slim JBL edition and whether or not the audio was worthy of the JBL name, which I kind of concluded that it wasn't. But now I've put on over 6,000 kilometers. Back then, that was a one-day review. So I thought I'd tell you what I really love and what I hate about this unit, and then give you guys an experience so you know whether or not you should buy this over some of the other products on the market. See, when I first did this video last year about this Cardo Pack Talk Slim JBL, there's a lot of people who disagreed with me. But I really think, and you'll see why here in a second, I really think I was right in what I was saying with a few different caveats. For example, you have to realize that even though I don't think this is worthy of a JBL name, I still think to this very day that it's the only way you can go when buying your system. This is the best system out here, and I'm going to get into that now. We'll go for a little bit of a motorbike ride, get my phone and everything, and then I'll tell you all about it. Alright, so what sets this unit out from the other competition? And let's face it, when we talk about competition, there's only one real big competitor for the Cardo Pack Talk Slim, and that's the Sena 30S at this time. Now, I've heard news that the 50R is going to be coming out, but as the time that I reviewed this, that hasn't happened yet. So, let's get into why it's better. If you're looking at the store, and let me close my lid here, it's a little chilly out today. If you're looking at the store and you see the two boxes side by side, they're almost identical. You can hardly tell the difference. You'll see the same features, almost exactly the same ranges, the same battery life. All the features are the same on these two communication sets. Now, I owned a Sena 20S for 5 years, so you know where I'm coming from. I have had this Cardo Pack Talk Slim since last year and have put over 6,000, probably more like 10,000 kilometers on it, and so I've got a good experience on it. When I first did that first review, that was a little bit just settling in and trying it out and tell you what my initial thoughts were, but this is going to actually be more of an in-depth look because I've had a chance to take this thing and run it through its paces. I've also taken the Pack Talk Bold, and I've worked with that because my buddies have that. So the first thing I'm going to say is there's no turning back from if your buddies are all using either the Sena or the Cardo systems. I would suggest you go with whatever your buddies are riding with. Because although they advertise either one of them, the only bad part about the Cardo that I'm going to tell you right now, and the Sena too, is they don't hook up to the competition very well. They do it, it's Bluetooth, but it's back and forth and you got reconnection issues. It's not good. The mesh system is why you want this unit. Now if everybody needs to choose, the Cardo is the way to go, and I'll tell you why. Because like I was saying before, with the boxes looking near identical with all the feature sheets and all the specs, that's where the similarities end. It's how they pull together these specs. And I've seen a few other reviewers talk about this as well, that Cardo seems to have everything work so nicely. As an example, when your battery goes on your Cardo, and you've only got 25% remaining, that's when it gives you the warning. Now with a 13-hour battery life, that can easily be a 2-hour warning, which means you can still get a ride in and still have a good time, and you don't have to worry about your battery dying. However, the Sena, on the other hand, your battery, first of all, the lady screams into your ear and just about makes it fall off your motorbike. It's like, low battery warning! And it just freaks you right out. And what happens is about a minute and a half later, your battery dies in the middle of a phone call, or if you're in the middle of a ride, you have no warning. Whereas the Sena pretty much the Cardo pretty much lets you get your ride on and get another 2 hours in, and then it'll die. And the warnings are so nice. They don't screech into your ears or anything. The volume controls are very linear. You can listen to audio when you're riding and talking to other people, so when there's a dead spot in the conversation, your audio comes back up into volume. So very good. The way it implements things, the Sena is way more problematic. It does weird things. It glitches out weird. It's not very waterproof, the Sena. It has no waterproof rating that's anything worth anything. But the Cardo, I'm happy to tell you, last year we did the ultimate test. Even with my climb gear, we ended up just dousing my climb gear so that it leaked through. And yeah, no problems whatsoever with our communicators. And we had 3 Cardo systems going on that trip. And everything worked flawlessly. Every time we came out to use them, they're ready to go. They hooked up automatically. Music was all running in them. Good long day batteries, like we put on 600-700K a day, and everything worked just fine. And these communicators, that's the beauty of them. It's really the safest way to ride on a bike trip, because you get your warnings and everything works great. Now, so that's the only real differences between the two. Now, when you go to the JBL edition, when you go and you get road noise like what we've got right now, where the wind is coming over the bike a bit, that's where the Cardo really shines, because the wind cancellation is brilliant on this unit. It just absolutely filters out other wind noise. The only time you'll hear somebody's mic is if somebody's got a loud pipe, like I have on my XSR 900. It reads that that's a voice, but it doesn't have the wind noise rustling through anywhere. Your music plays all the time, whereas the Sena sometimes will kick out and try to do a command, like it'll say a command, because it's too noisy in your helmet. And this might be more of a case for a guy like me that's riding a bike that doesn't have a windshield than, say, somebody who's driving a Goldwing or a BMW 1600 or something like that. But for me, yeah, it does a lot of weird things due to the wind noise that the Cardo doesn't. The Cardo runs flawlessly the whole time. Both have about the same range, all that kind of stuff. So when we tell you that the Cardo is better, it's just better in implementing the features. However, like I said, many times I'm going to stress it, don't buy a Cardo if everybody else you know has a Sena. And vice versa. Don't buy the Sena if everybody else has a Cardo. And I don't know what this 50R is going to be like if you want to wait for that. But one of the things about it is the JBL speakers that I slam so much, at least you can turn this up and you can hear it just about anywhere. We're going to go back to my office here now that I've talked a little bit about this. And we're going to see, I've come up with a test that kind of demonstrates the difference between the audio setups. Because I think a lot of people that are disagreeing with me are not giving it the full test, not getting out on the highway and seeing what the thing actually does when you're booming down the highway at 70, 80 miles an hour and you don't have a windshield. That's where the extremes are going to come in. You're going to want to see exactly how this thing is going to work. So let's get back to the office and put some of this together for you guys.
Let me show you what I'm talking about here with the audio quality. First, I'm going to hook up this song straight into your ears right from my computer, downloading it off a file. And we're going to say that that represents decent sound quality, not audiophile quality, but if you've got headphones on at home, or if you're listening through studio monitors, you'll be able to tell all the sound differences here. So we're going to start out with good audio quality that you'd listen to in your headphones or on a stereo or something, not audiophile, just good. Next, we're going to record the audio coming out of the speakers of my computer through an external sound source. Now this is going to represent what it might sound like if you had the Cardo PackTalk Slim JBL edition in the living room in your helmet. So you can see the difference between that and the regular non-JBL edition. Now, to show you the difference of the sound from the JBL to the non-JBL, I'm going to actually take my JBL clip, then I'm going to put that JBL here and play the sound from that and record it on board on my camera audio. And you can see the difference in the tinniness between that and listening to another one in your living room. Then last but not least, if you want to see what this thing sounds like at 70 miles an hour or any sound system, because they all start to get the same, I'm going to blow into the microphone while you listen to my phone blaring the audio, and you'll notice no bass and a lot of wind noise. So you see what I'm saying? It doesn't really matter what speakers you get once you're on the highway doing 70 miles an hour. They're all going to be blaring. They're plenty loud enough, but they're screaming in your ear, and there is no audio quality whatsoever in the speakers. So that's what you get when you're paying the extra, is maybe some in town when you're doing under highway speeds. Then you'll notice a little bit of a difference, but if you're out on the highway and stuff, it's pretty hard to recognize the difference because your wind noise it's around 100 decibels, so it's going to be loud. Well, in conclusion, I have to say that the Cardo systems are far better than the Sena systems or anything else out there. The JBL is going to be a little bit better if you're just playing your music around town. These systems are so good at not being glitchy. When you come from a Sena system into a Cardo system, you're going to notice right away that although they look the same on the box, there is a definite difference in how the implementation of the apps work in it. So everything seems to work on the Cardo. It's got decent sound. It's got the mesh system connects really well. None of these systems, if you're looking at somebody in your group that rides with a Sena, or maybe everybody rides with a Sena, and you're thinking, oh, I'll get the better Cardo unit, don't do that. Get the Sena so everything hooks up flawlessly. If you're just starting out, or you and your buddies are just starting out and you're getting a communication system, there's no doubt in my mind that the Cardo is the best one out at the time of this review. Now, on the other part of it, whether or not the JBL speakers are worthy or not, none of them are any good over 80, but it might be worth it if you're just tooling around town wanting to listen to music. They are the best system that you can buy in the box. There is a system called the iASIS 3.0, and that's supposed to be a better speaker. I haven't listened to it, but apparently you can improve your audio even a little bit more with those. But they're another $100 American, so $130, $40 Canadian to get those wired into your helmet. And so, while I do claim that the audio is not worthy of somebody putting a stamp on a name of it, it's just barely there, it is the best system that you can buy in the box, and I do recommend upgrading your speaker system in some way, just so you have that volume and clarity a little bit on the road and on the highway. So thanks for watching, everybody. Please remember to share, like, comment, and subscribe. This is Six's Overdrive, and I'm out of here. Bye-bye.